Hello and welcome to the Mid-Ohio Valley Public Forum video podcast. I'm Jennifer Bryant.
And I'm Kim Van Ryn.
And we're your co-hosts. The current pandemic has changed life quite a bit in our country.
And this is an election year. So one of the things that's changed is that candidates can't campaign the way they normally would. We hope this video podcast will help you get to know the candidates for office better so you make a more informed choice.
If you're a candidate and you're interested in being interviewed, you can reach out to us through our Facebook page, that's the MOV Public Forum, or via email, movpublicforum@gmail.com. But you should do it soon because Election Day is less than a month away and people are already voting.
Today we'll be interviewing Brett Sullins. Brett is running for Parkersburg City Council for the District 5 seat. Welcome, Brett. We're glad you could join us this evening.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, take just a minute and give us a very short introduction on who Brett Sullins is and why you decided to run for council.
To be brief and sort of brief, not brief at the same time, I chose to run to give opposition out there to a lot of people that are not representing the disenfranchised like they should. If we could get more people to even just feel willing to run against a lot of what we're seeing happening today with this wasteful spending, I feel like we could at least voice our opinions better. For example, there's people worried about the GSM community. They feel like they're not being represented enough. There's people that are in poverty that don't feel like they're represented enough. If we had people that are just willing to speak for their behalf, not even willing to say, hey, I'm just going up there and try to win this political race, but just speak on their behalf, it gets the voters the chance to hear this opposition. And being able to hear this opposition makes the voters have a better chance to make a more precise vote on where they feel like they need to go. If we get the right people in office, that will completely change Parkersburg. And I'm tired of people saying, well, we're better than most counties or we're better than most cities, when we could be setting a standard. And that's more of my logic. And if we can start getting that innovation and that free market logic back in our society again, we can, make this county a county many will, envy again.
So Brett, we take for granted that you're running for city council to benefit the people of District 5. So first of all, tell us about District 5. Where is it located? And what are the three biggest issues you see that impact the people of District 5 specifically and Parkersburg generally?
District 5 is located from around the downtown area where you've got your bus station and, the bigger deal center and so forth, all the way down to the Vienna flood wall along Grand Central. District 5 is an area that I feel could be touched up a lot, especially with the sidewalks. It needs to be touched up a lot. I feel like with park management, even where a lot of people are starting to step up right here towards the end. But I don't want it to be a campaign seasonal thing. Like they see it, like it's getting close to the end of the campaign season, they want to start touching it up. It needs to be the entire, year round. I like going down to, for example, Point Park. That's in my district, and that annoys the crap out of me when there's debris everywhere. And I come back the next day, the same debris everywhere. And I come back the following day, the same debris everywhere. Like if we cannot get this stuff managed, we need to privatize at least some kind of management out and not just contract it. That would help, ensure that these places look nice and it's not just this eyesore logic that the council likes to throw around. We need to, again, just create that standard of living again, that we don't need to be dependents, but we can be independent without government. And I feel like one of the biggest issues, in my opinion, is the overspending and taxation. I don't support the user fee at all. I think we still need to be looking at ways to get rid of it. I think that the way that that fee is pretty much being used, that it's just, again, a more use for wasteful spending. If they want to have that fee and some people want to pay that fee, fine, make it consensual. Make those that want to voluntarily give that extra money out of their paycheck that they give into their labor into that stuff. That stuff, really annoys me inside. So again, that's just one of those areas I feel like if we could speak that kind of opposition out there, we can maybe wake the voters up that this could be something that we need to hear again. There are illegal everywhere while you're having to get vehicle inspection stickers. I mean, they need to clean up their own doorstep before they start worrying about ours. We had a gas tax that's supposed to help fund the state and help give that stuff to the Department of Transportation to help this kind of stuff. We don't have that stuff helping our streets. I've had potholes in my street the last 10 years that haven't been touched. to me, that's, in my district, that's something that's not being, even focused on. There's all kinds of things. It's just the wasteful spending not being spent where it needs to, and it's costing the taxpayers, money out of their paycheck. It really just, that's just stuff that irks me. And again, I might be running to win, but I'm going to be running out there to give a voice to these things that need to be voiced.
Do you have any specific plans on how to address the issues if you were to be elected?
We could always write up different motions. We can always write up different estimates of like ways that we can contract this out to a private organization if the city council will allow us to vote on it and pass. If they do not vote, it doesn't pass. That's again just areas for the voters to see that, hey, we're trying to give you, options that's not being taken. And until these options have been explored, you cannot say all options have been exhausted. It's not just a one-man show in council, and a lot of people I think do still not fully understand that is in the disenfranchised areas. And that's an area I do feel like we need to try to be more transparent and get that kind of stuff out there more. It's a very bureaucratic system, and not a lot of people are willing to understand the bureaucracy of it all. If you walk down some of the most poorest areas of, Parkersburg, you talk to some of the people that you might even, stereotypically think are some of the hardest drugs even. You walk up to their doorstep and talk to them. It's honestly some just the poorest people that just don't understand how they're going to start in life because they made some bad decisions early in life. And it's truly sad. And a lot of people just say, oh, they're eyes, so we don't need to worry about them. If we actually could get a lot more of these things passed the way it needs to be passed.
Well,
sorry if it sounds like I talk a lot.
Oh, no. Brett, voters often don't have the opportunity, particularly this year with the pandemic, to get to know their candidates on a personal level. And so we would like to help the voters get a little better acquainted with you as a person and not so much as a candidate. So with that in mind, we'd like to ask you a few questions about Brett Sullins as a person and not as a candidate.
Sounds fine by me.
What would you say you're most passionate about?
I'm really into a lot of nerdy things. So I'm probably say the most passionate thing I am about is knowing stuff I don't already know. I know it sounds completely weird, but I am really into knowing things I don't know. I'll find a book about something that Thomas Sowell wrote about Einstein's issue of children on Einstein's theory. And it had to tell average children would not be able to speak or talk the way that normal kids can. And a lot of people are assuming it's autism, and realistically, it's just the average way that a child grows. When it came to him writing about children stuff, I'd never even heard of these theories, never even thought about, hey, this is something that, people are overdiagnosing with and, just throwing around. So just learning new things like that really intrigued me. So call me a nerd.
So Brett, what qualities do you most value in the people around you?
Their passion, honestly. I feel like there's a lot of people that are starting to let their character slip, and it's usually just because they're, just being, thrown around so much by work, home life, etc., just being so dragged down around here. But a lot of people still are so passionate about wanting to, be what they see in, life. Their pursuit of happiness still matters so much to them, and being able to see that really makes me like truly happy. And when I go out there and see that passion in people, it motivates me, and it helps me know that there is a chance that we can bring a better tomorrow for people. And again, that's just one of those areas that makes me who I am. And kind of people help them understand and see it themselves that we have this kind of passion around here. We can truly transform the area. And I think it's just we let a lot of people divide us, and that's really all it is. We're just getting too divided.
Well, you probably touched on this a little bit with your nerdy. What do you like to do in your off time?
A lot of times I like to make a lot of weird things. Like sometimes I'll just create some random websites that don't ever get published, or some random mobile apps. Sometimes, like for example, lately I've been going down to the local Dill Center and been working on their haunted house. They've been working on a haunted house, and I'm just really into that stuff. I'm not getting paid a dime. I don't worry about that stuff. I'm into that kind of stuff. Just the creation, the helping, the ability to see people smile in ways that they couldn't have done themselves makes me happy. And there's nothing more beautiful than that, in my honest opinion.
Well, with that, we'd like to give you
I'm assuming my
minutes
internet's giving out
to
again or
tell us
something.
and the voters anything else you feel like we need to know, including how to get more information on your campaign or to get in touch with you, get a yard sign, donate, etc.
Yes, if there's a lot of times to talk to people, I'm willing to go out of my way a lot of times and make meets to go strictly to them just to talk to them about these beliefs. My beliefs follow a lot of times off the LP.org, which is the Libertarian Forum's forum. It's a way of looking at things, but I solely feel like that's where I feel in life. And I don't want to misrepresent that at all. If we could just be the change that we want to be in the future, I feel like we can truly save a lot of lives in the ways that they feel like they're being persecuted. And to me, that's what's important. Again, if you want to get in touch with me on Facebook, you can find me at facebook.com/a libertarian hero. And I am always willing to rapidly respond and answer any messages that y'all may need.
Okay, Brett, we appreciate you taking the time to meet with us this afternoon, and we appreciate your interest in serving our city. Thank you so much, and good luck with the campaign. Everyone, remember, wash your hands.